Hey guys, this is Paul from Smart Easy DIY. Welcome to the next video in my garage build series. So welcome back to the series. We're back to digging in the dirt. So now what we got to do is dig the dirt away from this foundation, get this metal that I got bent up for the perimeter of the foundation, get that on there to protect the edge foam. And then I got this foam here for the frost protected monoslab. That's going to come out 3 feet, about 32 inches there. So getting that put in, and then also getting the gutter drains and the footer drains dug in and put in, and then I can get this all filled in, taken care of, and get on with the building part. So let's get started. Okay, so now I'm out here digging tonight. I got my trusses all built. You can see I got stacks of them over there. So now the next thing is to get ready to set walls. So before I can start on walls, I wanted to get this dug down here and get my metal pieces on the side to protect this foam. So I had to dug down all the way across there. I still have to do a lot of shoveling and raking against the building. I'm just getting this roughed in right here. Of course, I didn't want to get too close to the building because I didn't want to damage the foam or the plastic. So that's kind of why it looks so awful. But I'm digging out here a good 4 feet, give myself some room. So I'm getting down almost to the bottom of the footer, you can see there. So I just got started here around this corner, hitting some big rocks. So I'm going to dig down through here. This is the metal right here. I got bent up. So this is a foot this way and 3 inches this way. So it's going to cap this edge, cover all this up, make it look good. So that's the plan. It's the same color as the siding, so that should blend in nicely, hopefully. The main thing I care about is right where it shows above ground, but it should protect that plastic, give me something to weed eat against. All right, guys, so I got the metal on around all the way around the perimeter. Wanted to show you what I was doing. So I got this electric hammer drill. 3/16 bit is what I used for my particular thing, but I used 1/4 inch by 3 3/4, I believe, Tapcons with washers, galvanized washers, so they don't rust. And so what I did, I went around and anchored it all the way down through there. So that should be good enough, I think, to hold it. Just one in the middle, one in each end. And I put it down because I'm thinking the ground level is only going to be a couple inches down right here when it's all done. So this is all going to get backfilled. When they put the foam insulation down there, then this is all going to get backfilled with gravel and stuff. So what I did here is I just lapped it about 1.5 inches or so because of the length I had to work with. And then I didn't put a screw in the end of this one. I put it here so that they can expand and contract a little bit. So I think that should work out pretty good. Back here was kind of a tricky one because garage doors go in here. I had to kind of think about what to do for the garage door. You can see my boys got their bikes all lined up here. They've been having a blast. So what I did by the garage door here, this is an example, garage door on the back side. But I came down a couple inches because I'm going to have gravel coming right up to here pretty much, right up to the top, pretty close to the top. So my thought was maybe if I cut this down 2 inches and then go down below that yet with these, I made these a little bit shorter. They stick down past that a little, but they're still shorter than these ones are because I knew I was going to be dropping them. I wasn't sure how I was going to finish this off, so this is just kind of what came to me, how I did it. Because I want to protect the foam for the most part, but I left this foam, since this is all going to be encased in gravel, I had hopes maybe this will protect the top of this a little bit. I know it's going to get messed up anyway, but it's going to be below the gravel. I don't care about what it looks like so much. The only thing I really care about is on this part, the top couple inches. So this is the way that I came up with it. These come in 10-foot pieces. My garage door is 10 feet wide. They actually come in 10 too. So I was able to lap this past 1 inch. This one here, I tucked underneath and then I kind of bent this down to cap over this. Now this is going to have some kind of a drip edge type thing here. The sill plate's going to come all the way till here. They cut their concrete back a little too far when they sloped it. So my sill plate's going to come right out to here. It's going to come sit on here about 1 inch onto this, like this. So then this part here is going to have like a base metal that sits over top of this, I believe. So that's going to kind of cap that anyway. So really, the only part you're going to see of this is just a couple inches right here. So this has marker on it, so it looks a little worse, but I bent this down. So I think once the sill plate is on, once everything's in there, it's going to sit kind of like that is my hopes. Gravel's going to pack in here, so you're not going to see much of this. I think I can bend that Z metal around when I do my sill plate. So that's kind of what I came up with, how to fasten it. So I ran this, did the same way here. This piece, the way it came out, was all one piece because it lapped back there. 10-foot piece made it
here. So I just bent it around the corner, nice and clean there. And then I lapped it over each other a little bit. Yeah, that corner came out really nice. Like I said, even if these stand open a little bit, the gravel's going to get pushed. All that's going to get tight. Not too worried about water with that because it's going to get exposed to the water anyway. So mainly it's just to protect the insulation back in there. And it has the plastic pulled up behind it, best I could when I capped that. Put the plastic behind there, so it has that layer of barrier as well for the insulation, even though the insulation is made for ground contact. So, I wanted to protect it from the UV rays, the sun. I wanted to protect it like for weed eating and things like that along there. So that's the main reason for wanting that on there. And just so it finishes it off. Because I've never done this type of slab before with insulation like that you have to protect without being seen. That's kind of what I came up with. Okay, so I got my foam pieces here. I just kind of got them scattered out. I put them down here, but they're too flat. I want them to slope away from the building ever so slightly. A little bit there, you can kind of see the grade, hopefully. So I ended up bringing in some crushed gravel against here, some 3/4 crush, so it packs nice. Because I took a little too much out because of getting these metal pieces in. I wanted to make sure I had room to get them in. So now I got this sloping away. So my plan is on this side, since I have a hillside coming down, I want to put a French drain along here. I want to intercept the water here before it gets to the building. And I'm going to run it up here a little bit because I got the hillside continuing. And if there's anything that comes down off the roof until I get the gutters put on, that's going to hit out here anyway, so it's going to be closer to the drain. There, now I got those all laid out. That gives you a lot better idea. See how it slopes down, probably about 2-inch slope. So I think that's going to look really good down through there. The way it worked out, I'm going to do full sheets coming down through here. This one's going to stick past here. That way it meets up with this one coming across here. So that should work out good. I apologize I couldn't show more of this. It was a busy day. My sister was here. She helped a little bit with shoveling gravel. And my boys are running all over the place. So it was chaos. It was busy. So I didn't do time lapses or anything of this, but it's pretty self-explanatory, I think, for the most part. So I was going to show you the foam. So what I did, first of all, do you remember all that dirt that was sitting here? I hauled that all out of here. It took a little while, but I had to get that out of here. I kind of showed you the foam, how it slopes away from the building. So I did that, and then I had to pull it back up, mark where it was. I spray painted. Then I wanted to get this drain line put in here. You can see it's kind of humped up right there. But I wanted to run it all the way up past the building, up to here. I want to run it all the way up to there because I got runoff coming up here, the hillside. I want to intercept it all before it gets to the garage at all. So that's why I'm not going to worry about putting any drains down through here on the other side, because I'm going to intercept it all here and take it around back down across to where it daylights over there. Because I'm going to catch the gutter drains. I'm going to have a gutter drain in this corner and that corner. And then eventually I'm going to put gutters on here and do that. So what I did is I set up my laser transit and I figured out what it needs for drop. So for this, I did an 1/8 inch per foot where it's along the building here. Where it goes up over there, it's steeper, which I don't care if it's steeper. And it's not like you're doing a sewer line where you're worried about it leaving the sludge behind and stuff if it runs too fast. So 1/8 inch per foot along here because I just didn't have the room to do more than that. So probably out here where I can dig however deep I want, I'll probably do 1/4 inch per foot drop. But along here, that's 56 feet, so that's 7 inches at an 1/8 inch per foot. So that's why that side is higher, but I dropped this as low as I could right here. So I'm using the ridgid pipe. I've heard a lot of different things about the corrugated, the flexible stuff. I don't personally care for it too much. It's okay, I think, as long as you get the stuff that's covered or you cover it good with landscape fabric or something. Eventually, I'm going to put a lean-to on the backside here, 10 feet out. That's one reason that I kicked this over further instead of, you can see it's closer to the foam up there. Back here, I kept it away a little because I want to have a little room to bring my gutter drains out, and then I want to stay away from this since I don't have time to do the sonotube and the pier for that right now. So I want to give myself plenty of room for in the spring when I dig this, I'm going to come around and take it out this way. Now water likes to come down this hill as well and sit right down here. So I'm going to do a drain pretty much to the other side of the building. I think I'm going to have this in a drain with the perforated pipe, and then it's going to daylight down there with solid pipe, and then I'll bring the same ditch, I'll bring the solid pipe from the gutter here and then tie in that gutter over there. So I did the washed gravel. It's important to use washed, that way the water can get through it. You don't want to use the stuff with fines in it for this, like the 3/4 minus. you want to use like 3/4 washed. Guys, wanted to share a really quick trick on how to maintain level and easy to take the guesswork out of it when you're trying to get a slope on a drain pipe. So for example, right now I'm doing 1/4 inch per foot. So what I did is I have this level and it's actually 6.5 feet, but I taped the block on it right at 6 feet because that was easy math. So 1/4 inch per foot, it's an 1.5 inch block in 6 feet. And what I do is just put the block on the downhill side, and then I read the level and it's right on level. So that takes the guesswork out of it instead of trying to do a half a bubble, 1/4 bubble. So just do the block for whatever slope that you want. It works the same whether you're using a 2-foot level, 4-foot level. So for a 4-foot level, you would just do a 1-inch block in 4 feet, and a 2-foot level, you would just do a 1/2 inch block in 2 feet. So that's 1/4 inch per foot. You can use these for doing shorter runs. I recommend doing a longer level when you're doing long runs like this. But if you're doing the short runs, then the 2-foot and the 4-foot work out really good as well. So just to show you an example, the math works out every time. So I got my little level sitting there, and it's right on level. Got the 4-footer sitting over here, same pipe, undisturbed, and that's right on level there. So that works out really good. So now the same principle applies if you're doing an 1/8 inch per foot. You would just cut that block in half. And I tied in my gutter drain right there in this corner. I wanted to stay down a little bit from the top because on my wall, once my wall goes here, I'm going to have a little bit of a base flashing of some kind at the bottom of the siding. So I kept this down 1 inch, and that's probably going to kick out a 1/2 inch as well. So I kept this out a little bit. So I got that in here, and I tied it in with this one coming down. So one of these is perforated, one of these is solid. That's how I'm doing that. I'm going to run this over, daylight it down over there, and then same thing here in this corner. I'm going to do my gutter drain right here, bring it over here, then it's just going to daylight down out there. So what I like to do usually when possible is I over dig the dirt a little bit. That way I have room to put some gravel underneath the pipe to get around it all the way around so the water can get in there easily. So I usually over dig it by a couple inches, get that in there, set the pipe in there with the gravel to figure out the slope, and then I get the pipe glued together. Once I know the slope is correct, then I usually hand shovel some gravel in there just to keep it in place. And then like right here, since I could access this with my backhoe, okay, I just dump some on here. I still got to rake it out. Then usually once I bed it like this, I rake this out so it's pretty much even with the top of the pipe. And then I'm going to bring that landscape fabric and cover everything over. And I still got to fill some in quite a bit there by the building, but I want to see how much I have left once I get all this in. So I cover it with landscape fabric, and then like over here, this is going to get covered with a thin layer of dirt, and then it's probably going to get some kind of fill over top of it. But that way, whatever water trickles down through there can get to the pipe. The landscape fabric will keep the fine dirt out of the pipes, and that should do the trick. Other side of the garage here, got this gutter drain in. So yeah, this is the downhill side, so gutter drain in here. Got it running over to here, so this is all dirt because it's solid pipe. Then it runs into here, and it's going to daylight down through there. So I don't have quite enough, but it's going to be perforated pipe right to here. So all this has been sloped 1/4 inch per foot. Then I got gravel over top of it. Then I got this black landscape fabric, as you can see. And then I like to put a couple inches over top of that as well, which I think I had mentioned that before, maybe. But so I still got to go all the way up through here. We got this in here. I got to still do the foam down through there. That cracked right there because the pipe sticks up a little bit, but it's going to kind of follow that angle across there. So yeah, I got to put all the gravel that I have remaining here, and then it's ready for whatever other fill I bring in here. So overall, a lot of work, but I'm really happy to be kind of at the tail end of this dirt work because I'm ready to build some walls.
I am excited to finally be getting to building some walls. I'm done with the dirt work finally. I can move on. The building is going to take some quick shape now, guys, so be on the lookout for that next video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for future videos on this project. And thanks for watching, guys.